Today I'm going to talk to you guys about AR9s and if I think they're worth it. First, I'm going to show you my AR and show you the parts that are on it. Then, I'm going to talk some pros and cons, take it to the range for you guys. Well, take it to the range for me. But this all happened because I took a picture of all my guns that use Glock mags, which was my AR9 and all my polymer 80s. And I had to go find it because I took my AR9 and I got it to be a truck gun, a car gun, whatever you want to call it. And I put it there and I just forget about it. Besides being chambered at 9mm, it is basically just like an AR-15. A few little things are different. This is not a gas impingement, this is a blowback, so this operates more like a handgun. There's no gas block and gas tube that shoots gas at the bolt to cycle it. It's just a blowback. But that being said, you can still get stocks that fit AR-15s and put it on this. A stock or a brace. This is a pistol, so there's a brace on it. You know, grips are interchangeable and the trigger is interchangeable, and so are the safety selector switches and all that. Where you start to get different is when you look at the magazines. Mine takes Glock magazines because I shoot a lot of polymer 80s. Another thing is performance. What kind of performance will you get out of this? You know, I decided to go with a very short barreled version of this. This has a 4-inch barrel, so this basically has the same size barrel as a Glock 19. So in performance category, you're not going to get much performance out of this. So this is my AR9. It has a flash forwarder, UTG I believe handguard, a Faxon 4.5-inch barrel, 4 or 4.5-inch, I can't remember, a Faxon bolt, a Spikes lower, I'm not sure who makes the upper. It also has a Spikes grip. I think Spikes makes the trigger and everything. And then coming back we have a Shockwave blade. So I want to talk to you guys about the Optic that I have on this. Not the irons, these are just backup irons. This looks like a RMR, a Trijicon RMR, but it is not. This and the mount was very cheap. I just wanted to try it out because it looks so much like one. It's very hard to tell the difference. This is actually from Wish. I'm not into fake things. I have 4 RMRs myself, real ones, but I just wanted to test this one out because I think I got it for $15 and it actually works okay on 22s, and like this because it has very light recoil. Just to take a closer look at the quality, I think, of the bolt. This bolt is very beefy. I've never had an issue with it. Like I said, this thing doesn't get much love. It just works. There's an extra weight in the back. This is a Faxon bolt and a Faxon barrel. Here's the lower. And just a close-up of the upper. Now, if I'm taking it somewhere with me and I need to pack it smaller, I will take this off. This is just a flash can. The barrel is only this long. As you can tell, I don't clean this thing. So some of the pros to this would be that 9mm is cheap. It's easy to train with. A wife or a daughter, anybody who might be afraid of recoil but want a stable platform to shoot, they can shoot this very well. You know, another pro is that it's based on the AR platform. You can change grips out, you can change, you know, pistol braces, you can change hand guards, sights, attachments you can put on this, you can change the trigger. Just a few things. If you want to put a binary trigger in your AR9, you might not be able to, depending on, this is the bottom of the bolt, depending on what kind of bolt you get. The binary trigger has to come up through here. This one has extra mass that Faxon didn't cut out. So with this bolt, you will not be able to use a binary trigger. Well, Franklin Armory, you might be able to, but the Frost Echo trigger, you will not be able to use with this. It takes Glock mags. Glock mags are relatively cheap and easy to find. Plus, many people have Glocks, so you don't even need to buy new magazines most of the time. This will use them all. This will take Glock 26 all the way up to Glock 34 mags or the 33 rounders. Cons now would be, if you think you're going to train on this and get the same kind of training as your normal AR, like if you want to train with this because 9mm is cheap, but then you want to go back to a normal AR, it doesn't really work that way. A lot of things, you know, the button placement of the bolt release and the mag and the safety, those are all the same. But, you know, the manipulations when you drop a mag and go to pick up a mag, you're obviously going to use different mag pouches. The placement of the mag pouches are a little different, and it's just not exactly the same. Plus, for me, this is more of a fun gun. You know, if you need it, it would work in a defensive role. But with that short barrel, you're not getting the performance that I like. When I bought this, I had to have it. It was the new craze. But I put it in my truck. I take it with me. I forget about it. I backpack with it sometimes. Everybody who's ever shot this loves it. Now, the one thing that I don't like about it is the same thing that I love about it. And that's, it's 9mm. You know, you can say what you want about 223 not being effective, but there's just something when you shoot 223 or 300 blackout that this 9mm does not give you. And that is the biggest drawback to this. You get all the advantages of 9mm, but there's just something about it. You know, if you want a rifle, you want a rifle. I'm going to pull out my 300 blackout that's almost as short as this. Now, this isn't a compare video, but I'm going to compare it a little bit to 300 blackout, especially that's one of the biggest cons in my opinion. When I go shoot it, I'm going to shoot it versus this gun. And you guys might say that's a little unfair because this barrel's so much shorter, but this is only an 8-inch barrel. This is a 4.5-inch barrel, and they're almost the same size. To me, this is almost the same as that. Pack it up light. This one has the folding stock, so it actually ends up being a little bit shorter than this one overall length. You can't shoot it like that, everybody knows, but there's some things that 300 black have, some advantages, a lot of advantages in my opinion, that 300 black have over 9mm. Another good thing about 9mm I just thought about is you can shoot a lot of thin steel targets. So if you're going to get the AR 500 targets but you don't want to get rifle rated ones, you could get this and then you could shoot that, you know. If you guys want to see the parts that I have on this 300 blackout, I can make a video on this. This has the Law Tactical folder, a couple different things on it, binary trigger. So that's it for the close-up and the specs. Let's get out to the range. I'll show you a little bit why I like 300 blackout better. You know, the downfalls of 9 in my opinion are the round itself. It's nothing to do with the actual guns. The guns are great. I think they'll function reliably, but at the end of the day, you know, I know it's a pistol because of the brace, but at the end of the day, it's nice to have that rifle round in there. Long range shots with this, it's a big difference. Long range is a big difference. People knock 300 blackout and 223, but those are two impressive rounds. And 300 blackout is probably my favorite AR round. So just to show you guys how small the AR9s can be with a short barrel and pistol configuration. In a normal single rifle bag, it fits with room in the small pouch that is supposed to hold handguns. Alright, to show you what I have set up, I'm going to shoot the AR9 9mm 4-inch barrel versus the 300 Blackout. I'm shooting 115 grain, and I'm going to shoot a subsonic round in the 300 Blackout. You know what? I'm going to shoot the 110 grain just to keep it more fair. The 9mm on the left. That's what it did. You know, there's a divot in there. That is a 300 Blackout. Milk jug on the left is going to be 9mm. Milk jug on the right is going to be 300 Blackout. Milk jug on the left. Come on, focus. With a hollow point. Man, that thing didn't go anywhere. That is funny. I don't know if you can see it, but the Blackout, there's like a fine mist that just sprays when that thing goes in there. Now, what I was telling you about performance earlier is this. This is an AR9, 4-inch barrel. This is my Polymer 80 19. This barrel in here with the threaded barrel is probably a little bit longer than this one, not including the comp. Cutting it off, you know, because this screws in, so cutting it off right here. It's probably a hair longer, maybe the same size. So performance-wise, if you're shooting this at the range, the velocities on these bullets are going to be the same. So the drop at 100 yards, I'm not saying you can't get performance out of hollow points with the short barrel, because these were gold dot hollow points shot out of a 4-inch barrel, and they expanded excellent. But it's just not going to be the same performance as a 300 Blackout or even a 223 in my opinion. Alright guys, it's been a few days. I didn't want to just, bash anything. I wanted to let it soak in. I've shot that AR a lot, but like I said, I keep it in my truck and I haven't shot it in a few months, so I just wanted to let that experience soak in again. It's a really good gun, There's nothing bad to say about it. The ergonomics are of that of an AR, so if you like that, you're gonna like an AR9. It shoots a caliber that doesn't have much recoil. It shoots a caliber that's easy to handle. On the flip side of that, for me, I just don't like the caliber. I don't like it. I much rather have a 300 Blackout. That's why I shoot my 300 Blackout more. I much rather have it in 45. 9mm was the craze, and I thought I was gonna, shoot cheap 9mm ammo, which is cool. But there's really nothing bad to say about it. It's an amazing gun. I don't want to like that gun, but every time I shoot it, it like pulls me back in. So there you go. That's my honest opinion. AR9s, are they cool? Sure. You know, can I get rid of mine? I probably can, even though I think I want to. So there it is. And happy shooting.